Hey guys, R4GE VipeRzZ, and today I'm going to show you how you can create a portable to-go Windows 11 USB. Now this isn't the same as an installation USB, it is instead a USB that you can plug into the computer, boot to, and then use as you would a normal installation of Windows. So the first thing you need to do is you need to check that your USB is large enough. Now I would recommend you have at least a 64GB or more USB, as the installation of Windows 11 itself is going to take up around 20GB, and you probably want the USB to be quite fast, so it's a USB 3.1 or higher, as a slow drive will make it hard to use Windows off the USB. Now you also want to make sure you don't have anything on the USB that you want at the minute, as the creation of the portable to-go USB will end up wiping the USB during the creation process. So you want to move anything that you have on the USB that you want off it before you turn it into a portable to-go USB. So now we've gone over that, you want to come to this link here. The link will be in the description, and this is a software that we're going to use to create a portable to-go USB. So if we click the download button, that will download the installer, and we can then open it up, and we can then go through the installation wizard. So if we agree to that, and we click next, 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 and then we install, and now if we click finish, there we go, the software has now been installed. Now in addition to this software, we're also going to need a Windows 11 ISO. Now the best way to get that is to come to this link here, the link will be in the description, and now you can come down here to where it says create Windows 11 installation media, and you can then click download. That will then download the media creation tool that Microsoft has made, and if you open it up, you can then accept, and then we can click next, and then at this page here, if we select the ISO file option, and then click next, and then select where we want the ISO file to be saved. So I'll just save it onto the desktop. So if I click save, it will now start downloading the Windows 11 ISO. So I will be back with you once that has downloaded. Right, so now the Windows 11 ISO is downloaded, you now want to make sure your USB is plugged into your computer, and you then want to open up the Heselo WinToUSB software. Now at this window, we're going to select the Windows to go USB option here, and then the first thing we need to do is we need to select our ISO source. So if we click up here, and then click Browse Image File, and then we go to where our Windows 11 ISO is located, and we select it and open it. We then need to select our destination USB down here, so you should be able to just click here, and your USB should show up in the list. So as you can see, my SanDisk 120GB USB is here, and then once you've selected that, you can then click the Proceed button down here, and again it is warning you that the USB will be formatted, so anything on it will be lost. And it's also warning you that it may run a little slower running Windows off a USB, as Windows isn't necessarily designed to be able to do that. So if we now click yes, it will now begin the installation process. And there we go, now the operation has completed, our portable to go USB is now ready. So we can now close this program. Now before we try it, you're going to need to figure out what F key you need to press on your computer when powering on to get to the boot menu, as we're going to need to power the computer off, have the USB plugged in, and then get to the boot menu so that we can then select the USB as the boot option. So for example for me, if I turn my computer off and then hold down the F12 key when powering up, that will then boot to the boot menu for me. So again, it will depend on the computer. So again, you're going to have to figure out for yourself, as it does change between different manufacturers and different computers. So I'm going to power my computer off, and then I'll be back with you once I'm at the boot menu. Right, so now I'm at the boot menu, you can now see all of the drives that are plugged in and available to boot from. Now if you're not on a computer that's quite old, you're probably going to have a non-UEFI and a UEFI option. So you want to find your USB in the list, so for me that is the SanDisk Extreme Pro 0, and then if you have both a UEFI and a non-UEFI option, you probably want to try the UEFI option first, as that is the one that's most likely going to work. So I'm going to select the UEFI option for my SanDisk Extreme Pro USB, that is my portable to go USB, and I will press enter to boot to it. So the first time that you ever boot to the USB, you will need to go through the setup process, but once you've done it once, the next time you boot to it, you won't need to go through it. So if we just go through the setup process for Windows 11. Right, so now the setup is finished. As you can see, we now have our Windows 11 installation. So if we just come to this PC, as you can see, the Windows 11 installation takes up around 20GB. So guys, that's as simple as it gets. If you liked the video, don't forget the like button. If you dislike it, hit the dislike button. Subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you another time. Bye.